In covertly recorded off-air transmissions from the Bush-Clinton presidential election campaign in the 1990s, we can see that Bill Clinton was nothing more than a puppet to the puppet masters which placed him in the White House. Bill Clinton's demeanor seems to be similar to a person who is under a hypnotic trance.
Because, you know, I'm not fucking hiding. I'm not hiding from nobody. I'm not trying to create problems in my life either, but I'm not trying to hide. So fuck. This video has just gone off the banana scale. It's been filming for 15 minutes, and mind control video turned into my experience with Scientology. But it's all interconnected, so I'll keep going.
Would it be possible to hypnotize someone into doing something they normally wouldn't do? Like murder someone?
Hell yes, I believe that. Half of this world is in a hypnotic trance. It doesn't need to take a one-on-one interaction to control someone's mind. So I believe that mind control is out there as much as it is inside here. Now, it's been over 5 years since I found out about the mind control, MKUltra, secret operations that the government has conducted in these past years, decades if you will. For sure it gets you going, like, fuck man, mind control, what else is there, man? People out control my mind and shit on every fucking level. There's Illuminati everywhere you look. There's government agents that are watching me because I think these thoughts. Now, some of it is true and some of it is blown out of proportion according to my perception, if you know what I'm saying. I feel a lot of the world leaders and religious leaders are very fucked up, to put it in simple forms. And we're fucked up too. If you look around, like, one time I was thinking, like, how come there's nobody doing the fucking job right? How come there's no, like, politicians or no person off the street just being like, yo, I know some shit, this shit's wrong, let me get fucking in there. And then one day I was watching Obsession, people with OCD. Is that right? OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder? Yeah, OCD. I was watching them, and people were fucked up. Like, no offense, I'm sure it's mad struggles. You gotta do like 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, like on the fucking light switch and shit before you leave the house. And then it started to hit me. Fuck man, no wonder we can't do shit when part of us is like this. Like, that's what basically has happened. That's what I feel like. We're all fucked. We're fucked off our tree, and we need to basically understand ourselves before we can understand life. Because how the fuck are you supposed to understand life if you don't understand your own fucking weirdness? If you don't understand, like Grant Morrison said, that there's somebody inside you that will kill your mother if need be. I think that shit that we don't know how to deal with, really. I think we're going through a time in history, or a time in life, or the process, whatever you want to call it, where we're starting to accept who we are. So back to the fucking MKUltra, the mind control. This shit is out there, and it's in our, the military. That's a form of mind control. Government, religious, all of it is a form of mind control. They're trying to control your mind. Some of it isn't so upfront. Some of it is through indoctrination. Some of it is fucking electroshock. They pulse that shit into you. It's Scientology. That's a fucking form of mind control for sure. And that's what I feel, man. And actually, a quick story. I'll fuck it, because this is my video. Yeah, it's about mind control, but it's also my video. So I could say what I want, I can express what I want. Ain't no restrictions, ain't no fucking editing deadlines and shit. So what I was about to say is, I went to the Church of Scientology on Yonge Street. Maybe they'll watch this shit and hunt me down and fucking try to sue me and shit. But I don't believe they'll do that. But anyways, that's what some people think. So I remember when I went back to the Church of Scientology, the first 10 Still Monks videos we made and shit, people were like, aren't you scared? Like, aren't you scared, like, about your face and shit? Like, you have your face is shown. Like, what if they take pictures of you and stuff? And I'd be like, and what, yo? They take pictures of me, fucking have fun jerking off to that shit if you want to. Because, I don't know, I'm not gonna live in fear. I always get off track here, but today is different because I'm letting myself get off track and I'm not editing it. Well, I am editing it, but oh fuck, oh yeah, my Scientology story. So I went into the Church of Scientology last year, I felt something pulled me in there, and not like they played some mind shit on me, but my own being said, you know, go in, let's see what's up. So a person off the street invited me in. I took the pamphlet. I filled out over 150 questions. Now some of it, like, I knew what they were trying to do. They were trying to find my weaknesses. They were trying to find what they could play on me. It's like a play of emotions. They're good at the little fucking get on top of you like a vampire and suck that shit and spit it back and be like, you're fucking God, you can do everything you want, you're Tom Cruise shit, you're fucking John Travolta shit, Will Smith even. But you know, I went in there, I was giving it a chance. I said, you know, like, let's see what these guys have to say. So I went in there. Personally myself, consider myself a universalist. I'm a minister of a church of the Universe, ordained minister, Reverend Brother Justin Bean. How you doing? And I feel, yeah, I went in there, gave it a chance, filled out all the fucking questions, 150, over 150. They were very personal, almost like there was no boundaries. Sometimes in this situation, does it make you feel like this? And like, I was very aware that these guys, like, you know, I'm not saying in the Toronto Scientology church that they're out for people to basically manipulate and control. But at the end of the day, I am saying that. Like, if you know what I mean. Like, sometimes I feel they don't even consciously know what they're doing because they're a part of it. Like, they themselves were just people on the street too that became members. After I was done basically filling out the pamphlet, I went down, I sat on the couch, and a brother came up to me, you know, he's like happy, you know, smiling, and energy's up and shit. He's like, hey, how you doing, man? You sit here, watch some programs, and there was a TV there, a nice flat screen with the chairs and shit. L. Ron Hubbard books everywhere and stuff. And he was like, do you know a little about, Scientology? And I was like, yeah, I know about L. Ron Hubbard. I'm aware of his ratings and stuff. I read one book personally, The Bridge of Brigages, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken. Brother Michael from the Church of the Universe, Baldazaro, Brother Michael Baldazaro, he gave me that book to actually read. He lent it to the G13 mission, and we were reading that. And that is it's a good written book. Like, I'm not hating on L. Ron Hubbard's rating and necessarily. I'm more disagreeing with what I feel he created. But, you know, do your own thing. If Scientology works for you, then go for it, man. But personally myself, like, you know, there's red flags raised all the time in your mind because, you know, you hear stories, you read information on the internet. Sometimes you want to experience it. Maybe it's not true. After I was sitting on the couch for like a couple minutes, buddy checked out my information and shit. And his whole demeanor changed after he read my information. Because I stated I was a founder of Stone Monk and I was a minister of a church. So I think his demeanor changed because he realized, well, fuck. I think this guy is a little bit, his head on his shoulders a little too much for us. I think he's a little aware about things, maybe, and maybe he doesn't need our help necessarily. And maybe I don't trust this guy because he seems a little, yeah, too much or whatever. So I sat down with him and I was talking to him. Like I was like, I'm interested in joining, you know, the Church of Scientology, find out more information. And what I found interesting right off the bat is he tried to push me away from it actually. And this is a person that 5 minutes ago would get me a couple glasses of water, he asked for all my questions, smiled at me, looked in my eye, and then all of a sudden he read my information, and I guess he started to feel maybe that this energy isn't something that we necessarily want. And maybe he didn't even realize himself, but subconsciously it's like, this guy's bad news. I was just talking to him, I was like, you know, I'm curious joining. He started to talk about how the books were expensive, and you know, it takes commitment, I don't know if it's really for you and shit. So I started to see how he started to push me away. I could see where he's going with it. And personally, me, I don't fuck around. Like, I have fun and shit, but I'm a pretty serious dude, you know. And like, I seen what he was doing and shit, and he seemed a little like he wanted to brush me off, like he wanted to move on with his day, and he didn't want me to be a part of it. So we kept talking, blah blah blah. And at one point, I looked at him straight in the eyes. I said, "Brother, do you fear me?" And I looked at dead in the eyes, like, "Brother, do you fear me?" He's like, "Oh, no, why would I fear you? Do you have a gun?" He's like, "Oh, no, I don't fear you, no. But I was basically, in my mind anyways, I was breaking through to him in a way that I was addressing what I feel he was doing. Trying to brush me off and shit. And I felt he did fear me in a way. Because I wasn't broken, I wasn't cracked. I wasn't asking for help. I wasn't looking for the light to save me. I was just a being looking in his eyes, and maybe he felt the reflection that maybe he is. I'm just saying, that's my perception. But when I looked into his eyes, like, he was scared. He was awkward. He felt vulnerable. He didn't like it at all. And by the end of it, you know, I got up and, like, sometimes I go, like, I take it to the extreme and, like, I get caught up in the moment. As you can see, it black blocking shit, the anarchist video with me. And I was like, you know, I know the truth about Scientology. I know that L. Ron Hubbard was a pedophile, and I'm speaking this loud, like, so everyone could hear me when I'm leaving. He's like, get out, or else I'm gonna have to call the police. This is private property. And I just find it interesting because they invited me onto the property now because they don't agree with me, and I guess maybe I'm being disrespectful. Maybe they had the right to kick me out. I don't know. The purpose of this video was to express my views, my feelings on mind control, MK Ultra in North America, all over the world. And personally, I feel I haven't gotten depth into things, but I've brushed the surface. And I encourage you yourself to research, check out MK Ultra, mind control, check out the techniques, the stories. They're sad, man, to be honest. Like the way we treat each other and stuff, like our soldiers and stuff. Give them LSD and say, hey. Or giving PCP, LSD, say, try to run, do your track that you usually do and shit. You know, like one brother didn't even know what day it was. And, like, I think it's sad. You know, if you look at it on a scale of, we mess around with mice and shit in a laboratory, like, what makes you think we won't do that to each other? It's just a reflection, you know, and, like, the human race is fucking grimy. Like, look at Nazi Germany and shit, the fucking Holocaust. Some motherfuckers deny the Holocaust. What was it, 1 million or 6 million Jewish people were put into the ovens and shit? Like the indigenous Holocaust, I think it is. Like the Canadian Holocaust, where we killed mad native children and shit, going into Catholic schools, man. There's a lot of fucked up shit. Like, killing is just a part of our life. You kill flies, maybe. You kill, like, a fucking mouse in your house. We kill everything. Look what we're eating. I had a fucking Angus burger last night. Mad cow and then shit. So our being is so familiar with killing that I guess it's been taking a long time to get away from that. Cause we don't give a fuck. Like Boardwalk Empire, motherfuckers. You looked at him wrong, you mouthed off to him, you're dead. I'm killing you. It's over with. I'm moving on with my day. You're dead. Like, that shit is fucking, this intense shit, I guess, you know. From this side to this side and this side.
So many different organizations that are affected with mind control that we cannot be misled into believing that it's just one particular group of people or another. We can't even say that this is Democrats or Republicans. No. This has nothing to do with party lines. What it has to do with is a New World Order agenda. When I was under mind control, before I was rescued and my mind and my memory restored, I was totally robotic. I had no ability to think for myself. I had no ability to question or to reason. I could only do exactly what I was told to do. One thing that I was told to do was to attend a White House cocktail party. This was during the Reagan-Bush administration while Ronald Reagan was president. It was on one occasion in particular that I heard Ronald Reagan talking with then Prime Minister of Canada, Brian Mulroney, who was also involved in this New World Order effort. And he said at that time that he believed the only way to world peace is through mind control of the masses. This is terrifying in proportion, especially when, having experienced mind control, I know that there is no peace of mind under mind control. Without free thought, there's no free will. Without God-given free will, there's no spiritual expression. And I wonder, what kind of a so-called world peace can we have where people have no peace of mind, where they have no spiritual expression, when they're not even in touch with their own identity? Or it's very frightening in proportion when we consider the ramifications of what all mind control entails and how anyone can justify a robotic society under the so-called world peace guise, which is actually the New World Order, world dominance.
And I'll say another thing. I'll try to feel this right now. I'll try to channel this shit to you. Personally, I feel nothing matters more than what you believe matters. So if you feel all this information, because that's all it is, really, it's information. Yes, there are physical manifestations of that information, but it doesn't mean that it's in your daily life or in my daily life. I haven't had a president shapeshift in front of me while he's raping me. Some people have. That's some fucked up shit. Think about it. Imagine President Bush, he's fucking raping you and he shapeshifts. That people don't want to believe that shit. That's some fucking outer space shit. But maybe it's out there, you know, and maybe you might look at it and be like, holy fuck, some people are going through some shit. May not be you, but doesn't mean it's not happening. So at the same time, if your life is good, if your life is gravy, and you got no problem with how you're living it, maybe you don't need to look into this information. Because at one point it's like you realize, like, fuck, this information makes me mad, kind of depressed, kind of sad, and frustrated. Like, what the fuck can I do about it? To really, like, not too much. You can share the information, you can tell the world that this is the truth and we all need to look at it, but no one's going to listen unless they want to, and that's what I've realized. So I guess I've scaled it back a notch, per se. I'm not going out on the streets and feeling the feelings and acting out what I feel I needed to do. What I need to do is basically understand myself and understand what the fuck is in here, you know, and live my life to the best I can.